Hello, everyone. Sharona here. Welcome to Gossip in the Dark. So, before we get started, let me just get this out of the way. Someone told me that my voice is terrible. Now, I don't know if you can depict an accent, but I am Jamaican birth, but raised in America. So, with this person leaving such a comment that I'm terrible, my voice is terrible, then guess what? This is what my voice is. My family loves it, my people love it, so to hell with whomever have a problem with my voice. Anyways, now we're gonna get to the story. So we're gonna talk Marcus Jordan. Apparently the deaths of Hulk Hogan and Ozzy Osbourne has him, thinking about his family, thinking about reconnecting to his dad, Michael Jordan. So it says Marcus Jordan, so heartbroken over Ozzy's and Hulk's death, I decided to reconnect with my dad, Michael. Now, what's kind of strange is he did not mention Malcolm Jamal Warner. So I'm wondering, growing up in the Jordan household, they did not watch the Cosby Show. It's kind of strange that he mentioned those two, and to see that they all died, what, 2 days apart? So we heard about Malcolm, then we heard about Ozzy, and then we heard of Hulk Hogan. But those are the two people he named as realizing that he needs to have a connection with his father again. So we're going to read this article. It's from TMZ. Tell me your thoughts. What are your thoughts on that? And I don't want to come from the side of saying, well, this is a black man who played such a significant role showing that black people, African Americans, can live the lifestyle that they live, meaning the Cosby, having a doctor as a dad, a lawyer as a mom, things like that, situation like that. So I don't know if that's what I'm reading it as, like underline, like how dare you not mention Malcolm. But I would think that, people, especially African Americans, would wonder, like, why those two and not, Malcolm Jamal, to see the impact that he had. And with Malcolm dying, he said it. He said he wanted to people to see that black families like the Cosby exist, right? And I just have a feeling that in the Jordan's household, before Michael got all his money and then married White, and with his ex-wife Juanita, that the Cosby Show was I'm not gonna say a staple, but probably was watched. And like I said, I don't want to be one of those people where, like, oh, every black person has seen the Cosby Show. I don't want to do that. The only reason why I'm bringing up the Cosby is to see that during that time, Michael Jordan was also big while the Cosby Show was big. So you would think. And I remember someone made a comment one time that they cannot relate to the Cosby Show. Black people or African Americans cannot relate to the Cosby Show. They more can relate to Good Times. Why? Because James the father and Florida the mother. It's like these were working class people that live in the ghetto and face all kind of obstacles, stuff like that. Which this person, when they made their comment, I guess that's the way they were living, or that's what they saw mostly. If the neighborhood where they came from, that's what they saw. But to make that comment that there's no African Americans or black people who live the Cosby life, like, a black family can't have two doctors, two lawyers, engineers, people like that makes money. That kind of threw me off. And I was like, really? You're gonna make that comment so publicly? What kind of crap is that? But anyways, we're gonna get back to the article, and we'll just read and see. But again, like I said, Malcolm not being mentioned, and again, I don't want to say it rubs me the wrong way, but it's like, So it says Marcus Jordan had a sobering realization following the deaths of Hulk Hogan and Ozzy Osbourne this week, one that encouraged him to reconnect with his family and nearly pick up the bottle after months of sobriety. Okay, because I was reading that, like, why would he pick up? So he did get sober for a while, but these deaths now, like, it's triggering. Okay. The troubled son of Michael Jordan took to Instagram Friday to reveal the deaths of the Rock legend and WWE icon, encouraged him to reach out to his family because life is short and it's important to spend time with the people you love. His relationship with his father, mother Juanita Vanoy, and siblings were previously unknown, but he hasn't been seen publicly with the NBA star since February of 2024 when they watched a Super Bowl together. And considering he says he reached out to his sibling, brother Jeffrey, and sisters Jasmine, Victoria, and Yabel, Yazabel, and both parents, it seems like they were not on speaking terms. So it looked like he wasn't speaking to the rest of his family. Now, Marcus is problematic in the sense that he was caught while out on vacation snorting a white powdery substance, and then he was dating Scottie Pippen's ex-wife, which Scottie Pippens and Michael Jordan, even though they played together on the Chicago Bulls, they're just not friends. And for his son to go over and started dating Scottie's ex, and also he was charged for a DUI with damages to our property and a resisting arrest in early February. So he's been sober not too long. In his Friday post, Marcus admitted the grief he felt from the deaths almost made him start drinking again, but he stayed strong and celebrate that he's remained sober for 107 days. So good for Marcus, because his adult life has been filled with a lot of what parents might say disappointment in your child, right? Your child is born with the silver spoon, has the opportunity to make a good life for himself, but instead, because of people who you surround yourself with, influences, then you go down the wrong path. But if this opens his eyes to reconciliation with his dad and family, then I say go for it, and just good luck to Marcus, and we just don't know when it's our time.